Hi there, my name is Dr. Katie Saint, and this video is about myths related to mental health. This topic is important to me because a lot of people aren't getting treatment because they feel so much guilt and shame about their mental health struggles. And a lot of that guilt and shame comes from myths related to this topic. So oftentimes people will try to stuff it down and hide it because they feel so awful about what they're going through. The problem with that is research shows that when we stuff our emotions or our struggles, it actually increases the duration and intensity of it. So we can't run from it. We can't hide from it. We have to face our struggles. So I want to talk through 8 commonly believed myths about mental health. Number 1, mental illness is uncommon. That's not true at all. 1 in 5 Americans have a mental health diagnosis. 1 in 25 Americans are struggling so much that it's impairing their work and their relationships. Number 2, just get over it. Not that easy. It's so hurtful for you to say things like that to your loved ones. If you have a mental health diagnosis, the chemicals in your body are different. And so what somebody experiences without a mental health diagnosis is different than what somebody experiences with a mental health diagnosis. So it's harder than people realize, so we need to offer support and grace. Next, you are weak if you struggle with mental illness and you should do it alone. That's not true at all. And in fact, if you do it alone, it's going to take you longer to recover. So mental health struggles can be really difficult to overcome and confusing to navigate. It takes a lot of courage to ask for help and to accept help, but if you do, you will recover faster. So next, people fake it for attention. So the reality is, if somebody is making suicidal threats for attention, that means they're struggling. That means there's something going on with them and they need support. So nobody wants mental illness. It's not fun. So we need to offer support and we need to offer grace when we see somebody struggling in that way. Next, only really messed up people with messed up pasts struggle with mental illness. Not true at all. So literally anyone can struggle with mental illness. There's no pattern related to race, rich, poor, gender. It doesn't matter. We can all struggle with it. You might not struggle today with it, but tomorrow or next year or 5 years from now, you might. So don't judge. It can happen to anyone. Next, medication will make me a zombie. So the reality is that because of the chemical imbalances that happen when you struggle with mental illness, sometimes meds can fix that. Some people hugely benefit from medication. So some people are on it for a short amount of time and then they don't need it anymore. Other people need it for their entire life and it just balances their system. There is no shame in that. It is no different than taking medication for diabetes. So if you don't like the symptoms of the medication that you're on, talk to your doctor, problem solve so that they can find the right med for your body and your chemical makeup. Next, I am broken and less lovable if I have mental illness. Not true at all. All of us struggle. All of us are broken. Having a mental health diagnosis does not make you more broken. We are all on equal ground of brokenness. And so we need to recognize that despite our struggles, despite what we're not good at or how we've failed, we still have value. We all have something to offer. So we need to cling to that truth. Next, I am not a trained professional, so I can't help anyone with mental illness. That's not true at all. We need all hands on deck. We need everybody helping because Otherwise, people feel shame, people feel isolated, people feel alone. So here's what you can do if you're not a trained professional. Learn as much as possible about your loved one's mental illness. Learn what they're going through and show them support. Show interest in their treatment plan. Help them follow through with their treatment plan because they won't get better if they're not following it. So listen carefully when they want to talk about it and don't give too much advice. Resume normal activities so that they can just feel normal. They don't want to feel broken, so help them just live a normal life. Don't push too hard. Find support for yourself and them. Express your affection. Tell them how much you love them and care about them. Tell them what you see them doing well. Encourage them. Keep yourself and your loved ones safe. Prepare a crisis plan just in case something bad does happen. And then don't give up. Sometimes it can be discouraging. Sometimes the journey is long. They need you to hang in there. They need you to not give up on them. And you not giving up on them gives them hope. So, to conclude, all of these myths are really hurtful. So, if you can help me spread the word, this is going to help people get treatment. This is going to lift shame and guilt that people carry. So, please, we can do this together and we can help people heal. Thanks for listening.